Hi Girl Scouts, welcome back to Yoga with Nichole. This is part of our Girl Scouts at Home project. You can tell I'm not really at home because I just went for a bike ride and I might be a little sweaty. I wanted to do some post-bike ride yoga with you so you know some good stretches you can have for after you're done riding your bike. And I know there's a lot of things that we can't do, that we aren't allowed to do right now, but you can still ride your bike, and that's amazing because I love riding my bike. And last night I went for a 17-mile bike ride and I really needed a good stretch. So I'm going to show you some fun stretches you can do after your bike ride. I hope you're still washing your hands, wearing your mask, brushing your teeth, eating your veggies, all those things to keep you healthy. Let's get our stretch on, all right? So we're gonna start by stretching these muscles in the front of our legs. These are called your hamstrings, and they get really tight. They work really hard while you're pedaling your bike. So, and by the way, if I fall over doing a stretch, it's okay. Remember, falling over is just fine. But you might want to grab onto something if you feel like you're going to fall over. So we're going to stand on one foot and reach back and grab our other foot with our hand. Ooh, and see, I get a little wobbly, that's okay. Sometimes your knee likes to come forward. Think about your knee coming straight down from your hip, heart open, head held high. Try to keep your balance. And take some nice deep breaths, okay? In through your nose and out through your nose. It's good to take at least 5 breaths in your stretches. And then we'll switch sides, okay? It didn't matter what side you did first because we're doing both sides, but my left side is a little more wobbly. So I want my knee to try to be straight down from my hip. I'm going to keep my heart open. I can use my arm out to the side for balance if I need. And we'll find our breath. My daughter Evelyn is filming for me. She went on a bike ride with me. Are you still breathing? All right, go ahead and put that leg down, shake it out a little bit. Hopefully you can feel that in your hamstrings a little bit, or in your quads. Oh my goodness, I called those hamstrings before. These are your quads. You have to make sure that if I mess up on anatomy that you like type a little comment, okay? These are your quads, not your hamstrings. We're gonna do hamstrings now. Quads in the front, hamstrings in the back, all right? See, it's okay to make mistakes, right? I just realized I made a mistake and I said, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. That's how you do it. All right, so put a little bend in your knees. We're gonna stretch our hamstrings now instead of our quads, okay? Go ahead and just creep down towards your toes. Leave your knees bent a little bit, and you want your back to be shaped like an egg. You can let your head hang and your arms hang. Maybe you even make a little box with your arms, and I'll turn so you can see. It looks like a little box. You can let your head hang down in that box. And we'll take a few breaths here. Maybe sway a little bit side to side, and maybe as you exhale, you straighten your legs just a little bit. They never have to be perfectly straight, and it's okay if your bend is up here, don't worry about it. As you exhale, maybe just reach a little farther, okay? Let's roll up nice and slow. Lovely job. We're going to stretch our chest out a little bit, okay? So let's take our hands around behind us, and you can grab your elbows or maybe interlace your hands. I want you to think about your heart being open and your head held high. Roll your shoulders back and then press your heart forward. You can look up toward the sky and pull your hands away from your hips. Take a few breaths here. shake those arms out. Standing nice and tall, give your shoulders a roll. Let's inhale, reach our arms up. We'll grab opposite hand to opposite elbow. You can see I hurt my elbow. I actually fell off my bike this Friday. So it's a good lesson in bike safety, right? Wear your helmet and be careful, okay? So grab those elbows and we're gonna reach to one side and push our hips the other way. It doesn't matter which side you go to because we'll do both sides. It's a good idea to take a little first aid kit with you when you're on a bike ride. Lucky for me, I had packed some towels. Come on back to center. We're going to change it up a little bit. Instead of going side to side, we're going to twist, okay? So go ahead and take your hands. We're going to put them behind our head like beach arms, and then we're going to twist side to side. So pretend like your low body's in concrete, and we'll twist side to side as we exhale. So take a big inhale, and then as we exhale, we'll twist. Inhale to center, and exhale, twist. Keep going right here for a few breaths. I fell off my bike on the gravel. I'm sure some of you have done that very same thing. Gravel's kind of dangerous sometimes. All right, let's come back to center. Go ahead, bring your arms down to the side. Let's roll our shoulders. We're going to work again on stretching out our hamstrings in the back of our legs and maybe even getting down into our calves and our Achilles, which is like that little space on the back of your ankle, okay? So I'm going to spread my feet apart so that I can get my back heel down and my front heel. All right. Both of my feet, the toes are facing forward. Get your legs as straight as you can, and you can take your hands to your hips. I'm just going to lead with my heart. This is called pyramid pose. You look like a pyramid, like a big triangle. Take some nice deep breaths. You can take your hand down to your thigh if you want. Don't rest it on your knee, okay? If you can get down to the ground, you can give that a try. But don't feel like you have to get there. Up here is just fine. Heart open, head held high. Put a little bend in that front leg. And then we're just going to turn to the side. You can see I have wide feet. I'm going to step them even a little bit wider. Inhale, reach my arms up. And exhale, come all the way down, a little wide-legged fold. And I can even creep my feet apart a little farther, let my head hang. It's okay if you don't get to the ground. Your big toes should be turned in just a little bit. You don't want them turned out when you're folding forward. That's really hard on your knees, so we'll turn them in. Little bend in your knees, y'all, and let's roll up. And we'll do our pyramid pose on the other side. So I was on this side first. I'm going to switch to the other side with my other leg in the front. Little space between my feet. Both of my feet are facing forward. Lead with your heart. You can rest your hands. If you can't get this front leg straight, it's okay for it to have a little bit of a bend. And then think about your hips lifting up toward the ceiling or the sky. Little bend in that front leg. We're going to turn back to the front. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale all the way down. You can scoot your feet apart a little more if you'd like. This time, we're going to plant our hands on the ground in front of us. I'm going to try to make my spine, instead of like an egg, I want it to look more straight, okay? Plant one hand on the ground, reach your other hand up toward the sky. Keep tipping your hips up. It's a busy neighborhood. And then we'll switch sides, okay? Other hand comes down to the ground, and opposite hand reaches up. All right, go ahead and come down, put a little bend in your knees, scoot those legs in a little bit, and we'll roll up. Lovely job. Okay, I don't want to give you too many stretches to remember because then you'll forget them when you're out on your bike ride. So hopefully that was a good number of stretches for you to remember after you ride your bike. Remember your bike safety. Always ask permission to go out on your bike. It's a great idea to wear a helmet, have some water and maybe a first aid kit, and maybe have a friend with you just to be safe. I really hope you're doing lots of safe things. Healthy things, getting outside, and we'll see you again next week for more yoga. Take care.